Okay, I am Dr. Asit Kumar DH, retired professor from Vidyasagar University, Kolkata, and thanks the International Webinar on Digital Health to invite me. And my talk is on AI-guided spectroscopy and switched-off technology to discover the new phytoantibiotics against multi-drug resistant bacteria. What has happened? I am not in the hardcore AI industry, but I use a lot of technology that is essentially AI, and that similar approach I will talk here. And my talk will be the discovery of some antibiotic from the plant, and that is from West Bengal, that is in India, and district is Medinapur. Let's see, it is. The background is the MDR and reflux gene inactivated the antibiotic that we all know that their multi-drug resistance is a very much phenomena, and bacterial infection, sepsis is everywhere. And actually, in US, every year in the US, at least they said that 20,000 actually people died. And so all over, actually, there is a new discovery regarding alternate to fermented antibiotic or synthetic antibiotics. The goal is to isolate the abundant phytochemical that's inhibit MDR, E. coli, KT1, one of the isolated bacteria from Ganga River, from medicinal plant of West Bengal, India. AI-guided procedure used to discover the structure and function of new antibiotics. So this is the methods, just extraction in ethanol, and then we load into the Kirby-Bayer test, and then see the lysis zone, and then purify the phytochemical through TLC, and we assay the RNA polymerase, DNA polymerase, and also DNA topoisomerase. In the ancient, and in our ancient books, Sanskrit book in India, Vedo and Sanskrit Samhita, Charaka Samhita, about 5,000 years ago, they said that yes, there is plant is the god, and plant for every disease there is every plant. And but those books were essentially ruined during the Muslim rule from 700 to 1800 AD, and then British came. They monopoly with the synthetic antibiotics. So essentially, those things has gone until recently. We see some of the work is initiated, and we see some of the paper in the PubMed that some work have been initiated, and at least few paper also we did. Now, the structure of phytochemicals, that is very much we are talking about previously. That is the like artemisinin. It is developed in the USA and very good, actually, antimalarial drug. Quinone is again another antimalarial drug. Essentially, it was discovered in India, but and then and some polyphenol anthraquinone is shown that they have some antibacterial activity. Now, Taxol is anti-cancer drug, and camptothecin is DNA topoisomerase inhibitor, also anti-cancer drug. They are now used at some point to treat the cancer patient. They are very much well known, and there are also saponin, where is these actually triterpene ring was attached. And we will talk about some of these today. And this is the simple procedure, because our lab is very simple. So we use that is some tubes with some plant part, and then make some extract, and this test in Kirby boy. You see, we put some strong 5th generation antibiotic, penicillin antibiotic, imipenem. They are good, but the root is in most cases is very good. And so that's why we did the purification scheme with the TLC plate. Those are actually very good 8 plate, 15 into 20 centimeter. And you see here is the band, they run very fast. We call CU1. And this is, now I told you the method, simple, but I have to talk to some of the previous story, because why we are working. Now working because these are we all know drug, ampicillin, cefotaxime, imipenem, they are penicillin drug. This is 5th generation, this is 3rd generation. And now tetracycline, streptomycin, chloramphenicol, they are the fermented product of yeast or other fungi or bacteria some cases. And they are now very much useless because inactivating the genes are developed in plasmid of bacteria. And always we find the US some statistics. This is very old side, 10 years old, and we see that the New York area is very much carbapenem resistant bacteria is prevail here, and also cephalosporinia more because that is 3rd generation, most early appear. And ampicillin and amoxicillin, that's actually essentially 95% resistant. So people are not talking about that. Although some poor countries are, including India, they're using those amoxicillin, and they added some of the inhibitor cabulinate. But that is not good. That is actually forbidden in USA. So we see some of the streptomycin structure where arrow indicate there is the phosphorylation through the APH gene or acetylation here in the NH2. And that way they inactivate. Once they phosphorylated or acetylated or adenylated, those drugs cannot bind to the ribosome to inhibit bacterial protein synthesis. So they are useless. That is the mechanism of, some of the mechanism of MDR gene. And here I show you some of the radioactive chloramphenicol. And now when I add some extract from the bacteria, they are acetylated. And you see these acetylated run fast, that is against contrary to the rule, higher molecular rate move fast, but 1,3-diacetyl chloramphenicol is more fast. That means is that you can prove it, and that is very easy. So this is our first slide. When we put some Ganga river water into a plate with bacteria, make a lawn of bacteria in LB agar plate, and then make some hole and put the different antibiotics. See, there is some inhibition. So that is my first work. I said, oh, what is going on? It is Ganga water. This is the precious water of India, and everybody drink it. What is going on there? And now if you put the not whole, if you just put minus drug and then ampicillin and then tetracycline, you see some distinct colony, they are the resistant. And so this way I did some of the experiment, and this is the some bacteria of the electron microscopic structure. This is the spore, and they clearly the E. coli and flagellated. Now there are different assay available to see what is going on. We did some of the assay, and they are different. Like this, this is different than this, and this is also the methyl red test. This is different than that. So they are very heterogeneous. And when we took the antibiotic paper assay, they are used for the drug sensitive assay in the hospital. And now you see all are resistant here. But if we take the E. coli DH5 alpha, they are all sensitive. So you can easily know that is the proof that, but it is here the imipenem that is sensitive. So imipenem is 5th generation antibiotic, that is still. So that is the most sensitive assay is the ribosomal RNA gene sequencing. Then we put and we see the E. coli, Pseudomonas, E. coli, then P-alkaligen, then Stenotophomonas, and then again E. coli. So we do the blood search to check the cell percent homology, but there are still some difference as indicated by dot. So that means ribosomal RNA gene also have heterogeneity, but they are very constant. Then we did the blood TM gene, one of the penicillinase gene, and there's a CTX 3rd generation penicillinase inactivating gene. There is a few is there, and also here we did some of the efflux gene, TATE, and ACRA gene, drug efflux gene, at least TATE is very much prominent. Here is the trait. We did some two. Why is two? Because we just did some plasmid and then genomic DNA. But it appears both are selective because plasmid are now large. They are actually now 500, even more kilobase. Initially, the plasmid discovered PBR32 is only 4.3 kb. So this is the primer, this is the gene bank SSN number we put in the gene banks. And this is the one of the problem we face when you do run the plasmid isolated from the KT1 E. coli. There's smear, and we thought we have some problem in the plasmid isolation. But every day I use plasmid. Why is the problem? So we isolate from chicken meat bacteria and then human hair bacteria. Then we got a distinct some band, and we just cut those band and transform into the E. coli DH5 alpha where has no MDR gene. And they gave the sensitive ampicillin resistant and tetracycline resistant reside into the higher molecular, chloramphenicol resistant genes reside in the higher molecular weight, because we could not isolate this higher molecular weight band that reside in the length. They are far high molecular weight. So this is also shows the higher molecular weight band. And this is the 23 kb plasmid band. So we did some cow milk. That is also very much. This is the house milk, you know, ampicillin resistant, tetracycline resistant, chloramphenicol resistant, streptomycin resistant, and so on. And this is the Ganga River water. So, but the purchase we milk or curd has no such bacteria. Means what is available in Kolkata. This is the cow we tested. That is some of the Jersey cow. Their milk is more MDR bacteria present in the milk, and we just go to the into their residence and then collect the milk instantly. They got as soon as possible. So now I have shown you some the data. That is the tree. That is golden sour tree, Cassia fistula, and that is the state plant of Thailand. And that is here our, look at our campus gate. And so we just use that just curiously, and we got enormous good result. This is again same. This is the fruits, this is the seeds, this is the flower. And here in the Asia, there is very prominent, and this is the extract. And this is the TLC, and this is the CO1. And why I show this the Kirby wire assay zone. This is we get the 6 plant, and they are far than 15 millimolar zone diameter zone. That is our assay method, because otherwise this is the also the UV fluorescence. We did the necked eye and UV fluorescence. This is the load position. We just cut some part of the TLC. I'm showing again. And this is also antibacterial. So I don't know, some precursor, possibly some terpene derivative. And this is the HPLC. They come very fast, and this is not the active. So this is a very big molecule. And the early elementary interaction, carbon 35.5%, hydrogen 5.5, no nitrogen. So highly oxygen. We expect some halogen. And actually, we did some mass spectroscopy, which is the hitting the chemical with a laser ray, making positive charge, then deflect in a strong magnet, and then they just give some line of actually correct molecular weight. Even the isotope will be seen. And we see here, that is the one of the such, here is the 100 cutoff. We see that the 2 band variation is 82 always, 6, 82. So that is the BR derivative. BR is 79, but because we cut with here 100, so you can see 79 line, but here we see it is done in the another laboratory. Here 79.5, here 2 band, that is one is 79, one is 81, 2 isotope of bromine. So we confirm. And we expect the 6 bromine atom there. And then the Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy. Infrared spectroscopy give the functional group of the idea. Those are the very much technology assisted with the artificial intelligence. And that's why I put the, and you see the infrared light is between the like 10 or 15 micromolar wavelength. We see that if there is an atom in a molecule, then Tn minus 6 vibrational mode of stretching, scissoring, wagging, twisting, there's different type of zigzag course of the functional group. And like a carbon and zinc triple bond add on 300 centimeter minus position, double bond in different position, and single bond in different position. And then OH will be seen at 3500 or 3600 centimeter minus 1. Like similarly, CO stretching will be at 725. So you can typically 5 milligram of purified chemical was mixed with 200 millicup of higher grade KBr and make a tablet dye in the 13 mm dye set. And at 10 G per centimeter, and spectra were taken in Parkley-Elmer spectrum, 100 FTIR spectrometers, serial number 80944 for 10 minutes. So we see some of the things. This is the OH, CH, and this is the polybenzoid ring, C double bond C and COH polyphenolic, and here is the CBr in the 500. And there is a secondary alcoholic group here, Flusam, and maybe some others, but I am not very much expert on that field. And then the magnetic resonance. There another method, they looking the odd carbon in the nucleus, and usually they look the hydrogen and also the carbon 13. And they are governed by the E equal to minus gamma MHB0, where M is the magnetic speed quantum number, gamma is the gyrokinetic magnetic, and H is the Planck's quantum number. I don't know much about that, because I am saying that those are things are very much computer assisted and AI intelligence. And now there is a technology that all the graphs, like I am showing here, they are now computed and they are now available software. If you put this structure, they will tell you the structure of the compound, probably structure of the compound. But I have no that facility in my institute, so I cannot show you that. But here is the spectral line, which shows the part per million, and they are they have compared with the trimethyl absorption spectra. So that is which is 0. And here we see some of the polyphenolic, CBr, BR, and also CO spectra, and also polybenzoic group here, as I can predict it. And so that is actually, we did the carbon. There is only the too big, that is CBr. That could be CH also. I don't know, but there is very big bond. And here is the CO, and here, and small band appearing here, they got possibly CH2 and CH. This, I guess that should be, but because you have to take the assay in longer time, not 10 minutes. But I have no facility to run the machine overnight, so I cannot get good. But CBr is confirmed here, and because if CH, then it should be smaller, and so that is some controversy, but I don't know. And now we assay the we send 15 actually 11 extra to one of our best institute for RNA polymerase assay, and so that is rifampicin, that is the activity. It is the tritium assay, so value is less. So, and here you see one little bit inhibitory, and still this is not, this is very good. And this is the CO1. So which then tested, again we tested and compare with rifampicin, and we see here distinct inhibition and between Mycobacterium and E. coli RNA polymerases. And here is the run of transcription, we see distinct band. Now when we put the CO1, you see that is gone. This is a radioactive assay, run of transcription. So it is almost proved. And then we do the GIMSA assay, and we see that here is the binding at 0 and 5, 10, there is essentially no inhibition, but after 20, there is the inhibition, and at 160, that band is gone. So we confirm that the RNA open complex is inhibited. And that is the DNA polymerase. We should get some inhibition, but no. You see the some 360 base pair, the run-off transcription is there, all, even 160 microgram per ml COR. So now we talking about some fantasy of the actually computer software and then AI intelligence. And you see, I got some data from some guys on rifampicin binding here. They distinctly shows computer-assisted programming. And this is binding to the beta subunit. This is the beta subunit. This is the beta dash subunit. Now we see that how our system, we got some of the binding. We see that we did, because our software switched off, is they only assay in tube, like here. It is the original data. And I put here because then I have to look all data. You see, there is different binding pattern and binding energy, kilocalorie per mole. But here is the little bit higher binding energy, and here is the some higher binding energy, 7.68 kilocalorie, but that is still small. Like I will show you that is -8 kilocalorie per mole is the optimum. But now we assay in the complex. It is very hard. I got hard time to find where is the binding pattern. You see, I show the arrow here. There is a hole. And now this hole is finding this hole is very important. And there is only the structure you show here is some structure binding of the CO1. And that's mean that is the beta subunit, but there is some conclusion that there is some sigma and also some beta dash also must be there, because that is the opposite side, so we cannot see. And this is, I show you here. You see that here there is the opposite subunit is there very close. So that is it is the complex necessary, means hollow enzyme is necessary to binding the CO1. And here we see more a little bit good way, but this is possibly the RNA polymerase from Mycobacteria, where they are these pattern of channel is little bit broader, and so I can show you correctly the binding site, and we fix the amino acid also. And this is our computer assisted artificial intelligence. And otherwise, if you look, see here is another means another crystal structure. What is the method is, you must have a one crystal structure. Then you can say where your substrate is binding, they can do that. So this is another job which is performed by another group of workers. This is astonishing work, making the crystal of RNA polymerase subunit, and so where is the rifampicin binding. But I am showing my NO2 binding, and this is the 3 sub molecule is binding there. So we have, and now important issue, when I put the DNA first, if the DNA is bind there into the hole, then the binding pattern change. So that means that whatever the open complex is formed, the DNA is cannot able to bind efficiently. That is our hypothesis. So I am showing where the binding I suspected, and it is the hard work, because I have always putting different and box here, and here, and then show where is the maximum binding. Because if it is less than 8, then I am suspect it is the non-specific binding. Now I am going to another plant, that is Suragada multiflora, which is the traditional plant and my grand and father give to the malaria patient for their relief, and they took the leaves and keep with the contact of the skin for longer time, means for whatever they can keep it as long as, but no eating. So I planted that in the my flat at Kolkata in the 4th floor. Why I did? Because whatever I am doing, if the tree concern, if it is available into the urban area, because you know plant is not always available and there is a deforestation everywhere and you can get it actually. And I have hard times getting some plant, and essentially I got one time, then next time I see they cut the tree. And so I took the root because it's a secondary root, and then I purified it and I make the ethanol extract. And you see, there is very much prominent, and I also compare with the CU1, earlier one. They are much stronger. Actually, I say about 18-fold more stronger than, and then I did the TLC, and then I want to see something, but you cannot see it. So make the UV fluorescence, put the UV scattering, then you find the T. And this is the band. If you not get this band, then you cannot do any experiment because it needs milligram quantity of substance. So that is a very important slide. Means we did TLC, then purified, concentrated, and finally we put the TLC where the band move faster. That means it's purified. And otherwise it's move in the middle. And you see the strong band. Otherwise, you see the little bit white band. And so that intense band shows there is much amount. Then I sent some of the extract to John Hopkins, USA, and they did some assay for me that a malaria parasite in the O plus RBC, they are inhibited. Here is the, you see the, this is RBC, fluoresce, and here is no such fluorescence. This is the other band you show that is not fluorescence band. You see the intact RBC. And that way that it proves, and we have also do the radioactive assay, and there the inhibition about 90,000 CPM inhibition we got. So that is confirmed. I am not showing those data. There is a lot of data there because I went there in German for 3 months to do the things confirm, and I also did some other work on DNA topoisomerase. And I sent some of the assay my institute where Indian Histochemical Biology, where I did PhD, my boss, Dr. Hemanta Majumdar, and he said, well, yeah, you have some, this is the band where is inhibition source. Here is no inhibition, it is liquid media, DEM media, and no inhibition, but here CU1 is inhibited. So we confirm unicellular parasite here in the John Hopkins, another study. I did the purification of DNA topoisomerase. So I did that one day curious, see what is going on. And you see that this is the parasite, and then you see it's totally lysed. And so I confirm, but here is the HeLa cell, another in DM media and the plate, in plate, you see beautiful. And at low concentration, up to the 20-50 microgram per ml, there is no essentially inhibition. You see here some inhibition, little bit, but essentially that not much inhibition like the parasite. And we did then biochemical assay. You say some glycoside or terpentine is here, but not flavonoid. But those are, and we see the HPLC. They take longer time. The other one, CU1 appear here. It is for longer time, so it is totally different. And you did some mass spectra. Here is the 454 is the band. Here some band is there because it is not very much purified. So I show that 554 is the band. And here is the FTIR extra. Again, this is a little bit transmission, not absorbance. So here is the OAH, and also there is some of the band that I shows here in the is the like the phosphate group absorption spectra are 10, 21.4 centimeter minus OR. Similarly at 525 for phosphate group, and COP stretching at 929.7. This is my experience with the books. And essentially, I purchased 4 books to get as much as I can say some of the things going on. But here is the some proton NMR spectra in CDL-CL3. This is some CDL3 band. But here is the some of the spectra. And here is very good. It is in another laboratory, same picture. Here is good, very picture, which is the carbon NMR. We see only the 2, that is the control. That is acetone spectra. And here we see some absorption at CHOP and CH2O. And as some carbon NMR spectra 30 mpm and 207 ppm for CHO. And but we should not expect much of the carbon band here, because here carbon content is only less, very less. And then we did some DNA topoisomerase assay. The hair is very much not, but here you see in different other plant extract, like the NU2, NU3, we did RNA polymerase assay. Here is the NU2 is some inhibition of supercoiled plasmid relaxation to relaxed plasmid. That is the DNA topoisomerase assay. This is supercoiled plasmid relaxed into relaxed PVR32. And this is the lambda HED3 marker. And here we clearly show some of the, here is the supercoiled band. Now this is the typical band. Because we run only 4-5 hours, you have to run about 20 hours at low voltage. But in this institute, it's not allow overnight running. So I cannot do it. And now here is the inhibition. That is some concentration arrested in one topoisomer, but it increase 20 microgram per ml. It is retard the relaxation assay. So it is very much confirmed. That is the, but it, I give you some structure from my thesis, because why I am sure that it is topoisomerase 1. This is the Leishmania pneumoniae parasite, and this is in human macrophage. They get circularized and cause disease. Human macrophage, this is the structure. Now, this is the characterless DNA. It is the branch of 30 maxi circle, 30 kilobase, and 10,000 mini circle. That is only 0.65 kb. Here you see some of the mini circle, and it is a lot of linear. And if you do run the agarose gel, this is the supercoiled plasmid. Here is the, and now this is the kDNA. It is so big that cannot enter into the, this is the one, cannot enter. Once we give the topoisomerase, this is topo 2, they come into the monomeric circle. It is actually 658 or so on. So that way I know very much topoisomerase. And that's why I go to John Hopkins, and we did a PNS paper on topoisomerase 1 from Trypanosoma brucei. So that is some of the assay of the nail infection is cured. Whatever the strong nail infection, not cured by whatever the some ointment, neomycin or gentamicin, it is cured instantly by MDR cure. And you inject into the rat, that also cures the infection of KT1. That's the MDR cure. In rat. Then I also did some of the structure of the NO2, where you see that NO2 is 554 molecular mass unit, and we formulated like a phosphate, because it is otherwise the low carbon content we could not be. It is has at least one chlorine, and because from the spectra, and it is that much glycoside is, we cannot see it. We even we get some glycoside. So we suspect this is a probabilistic as 4-phosphate group, and that's if you they do the not open structure, it is this is the closed structure. These two we got. Now the important thing is we did the structure, but what is the Swiss doc? That is, they bind there distinctly, and we see the amino acid. We also see the amino acids. You can do a lot of things, but I'm showing you some the amino acid binding there, and we see we also did that. And now, if we take the total structure of the E. coli topoisomerase 1, you see here is the binding. That is a group and they also bind like here, and this is the very much important issue. They bind at the active center. Now they, if we see that can bind in the other side, you see here the domain 4 also we can do some bind here also. We can do bind the other side, and human topo 1 also binding to the other side, and also Leishmania topo 3. Similar structure means they are not same, they are different, and from different sources. One from human, one from Leishmania, don't know many, and one from malaria, and one from E. coli. But their looks very similar because they are similarity 50%. So in conclusion, what we said, we apart from a lot of computer stimulation, and also identified some 2 plant extract and purified them, and their structure partially elucidated, and CO1 is the turpentine polybromophenol, and NO2 is the glycoside polyphosphate. But I am not very sure that that is the structure, but because they binding to the RNA polymerase or DNA polymerase specifically in the binding site for active site, I am sure they are very close structure, but NO2 is not the specificity to E. coli, as I did some solution assay with E. coli type 1 topoisomerase, but we have no topo 3 or human topo 3 or topo 3 to test. But if we test, I hope topo 3 will be most inhibited according to the binding constant study. So what I say, even I showing you data topo 1, but topo 3 will be more inhibited than topo 1. That is, topo 3 and topo 1 means type 1 topoisomerase inhibitor. NO2 is a type 1 topoisomerase. NO2 also used a little bit inhibit the RNA polymerase, and little bit DNA topoisomerase, because the phosphate is the competitive inhibitor of the nucleotide, and but not much specific. So that is the things I did, and but is a further research on drug development. It cannot be done by me, and I am wait that some drug company should be forwarded and should do the further research so that we can get the drug, because they are abundant in the plant extract, and you can cultivate the plant, and you can isolate easily in ethanol, and you can purify also it easily at a TLC, but you can use also big column like 1 liter column, but you need a lot of wastage of chemicals, means ethanol, but you can do it. So thank you. That is my talk today.